When you are alive and your life does not affect anybody positively, you are as good as dead. Everybody walking on the face of the earth, one way or the other, must inspire somebody positively. It's a power God has given to us, and God expects us to grow that power until it affects the whole earth. If you study Psalm 72 verse 8, the Bible said that dominion is from sea to sea, from coast to coast. So you are expected to build influence. See, if we don't do this, our world will be overrun by darkness. You go check some of the secular musicians when they come to your country. People pay for tickets. Yes, stadiums are packed. You think that's a joke? They are influencing the souls of the next generation negatively. This is why you don't know how, but immorality has become part of our culture. You are wondering, which school teaches immorality? It doesn't need to teach. There are people who carry demonic influences that when you come under their radar, it becomes natural to your soul. And so the devil keeps empowering them, and they keep growing those influences, and they become the unconstituted lecturers over generations. So you don't know why somebody suddenly can pray, because there is an atmosphere that has been created that has choked the soul of that person. See, when we come, one of the things we do is that we dispel atmospheres. We establish new paradigms so that men come under a new cloud of glory. You can't do that except as you have dominion. It's called influence, the power to inspire a generation positively. I said number 3, dominion is the power to prevail over contrary circumstances. When a man has dominion, he's not afraid of the attack of Satan. Throw your best shot, I will stand here. He said, when the devil comes in, he said, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them. Isaiah 54 verse 15, he said, surely they shall gather. He said, but it shall not be by me. And he said, everyone that gathers against you will fall for your sake. In verse 17, he said, every tongue that rises against you in judgment thou shalt condemn. So when we speak of dominion, we are talking about the power to shut down demonic operations. This is why you can't tolerate any demonic activity in your family. No. People can't just wake up and become sick. People can't reach marriageable age and they are stagnated. People can't study from the university and they don't go forward. Death can't just come in. When you see anything that resembles the finger of Satan, then you rise up to your dominion mandate. And this is where the horn of prayer comes in. The Bible said, when you see a mountain, don't cry to God. I've put something on your life. It says, say to that mountain, be thou removed, be thou cast away. He said, if you don't doubt in your heart, you will have it. That's dominion at work. We have power to prevail. And then number 4, I said dominion is rest. And I said rest is not relaxation. I said rest is authority to change situations. When Jesus came to the tomb of Lazarus, it looked as if the situation was hopeless. And then suddenly he shouted with a loud voice, Lazarus, come forth. And the Bible says he that was dead came back to life. That's dominion. It's a state of rest. See, when things go wrong around men who have dominion, they are not perturbed. They know somewhere, somehow, they will change it. It can be through wisdom, it can be through influence, it can be through spiritual power, but they know it can't end like that. They know it must end in praise. When you reach that level, you are a creature of dominion. And I said, finally, dominion is to function in the glorified realm of life. Because we're not called to live like men of men. We were called to live as men of God. And man of God is not a title. Man of God means you come from God. Man of God means you carry God's DNA. Man of God means you are running God's errand. So you come from God, you carry God's DNA, and you are running God's errand. That's what makes you a man of God. And you cannot operate like that if you are not in the God class. Because only those in the God class can run God's errand. This is why when man was created, he was created to live in glory. If you read Romans chapter 3 verse 23, it says, for all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. So we were created to live in glory. Otherwise, how can we serve and represent God? Can a goat represent you? It doesn't have the capacity. Any being that can represent you must be able to function at the realm of your intellect. It must be able to operate in your class. That's why even those of us who have pet dogs, those dogs can't represent us. You can't send your dog to your office and say, represent me. The most intelligent one. You can't send your dog to the market and say, go there and be selling in the shop. You love the dog, but it can't represent you. For that dog to represent you, it must be elevated to your class. The moment God ordained us to represent him, he brought us into his class. And when Satan saw it, he couldn't take it, because this was the lamentation in the spirit. Psalm 8 verse 4. What is man that thou art mindful of him, or the son of man that thou did visit him? You crowned, you made him a little lower than the Elohim. The word angel there is Elohim. You crowned him with glory and honor. You gave him dominion, and you put the works of your hand under him. You can't represent God without glory. When man fell, he fell from glory. John 17:22. When Jesus showed up, he said, the glory you gave me, I have given to them, that they may be one as we are one. So we share in the glory of Christ. We operate in the same class as Christ. This is why in Romans 8:17, he said we are joint heirs with Christ. What God gave Christ, he shared with us, so that when he goes, we can continue from where he stopped. And John 14 verse 12 said, the works that I do, he said, you shall do also. So if Jesus raised the dead, we will raise the dead also. If Jesus walked on water, we will walk on water also. If Jesus multiplied bread, we will multiply bread also. If Jesus preached and thousands were saved, we will preach, thousands will be saved. If Jesus opened blind eyes, we will open blind eyes. If Jesus caused the deaf to speak, we will cause the deaf to speak. If Jesus spoke and tumors disappear, when we speak, tumors will disappear. Because Luke 10:16 say, when they hear you, they hear me.